Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Cameroon General Certificate of Education about Chemistry, paper number 1, June 2021. Let's get right into the video. Please, if you haven't, please consider subscribing. Question number 1. Which of the following is Avogadro number? Avogadro's number is the number of particles in 1 mole of a substance. So when we look at the options, we see that if we are considering number of sodium ions, the number of moles in sodium will be given as the mass, which is 23 grams, divided by the molar mass, which is 23 grams per mole, giving us 1 mole. So since we talk about Avogadro's number as being the number of particles in the mole, therefore D is our best answer. B cannot be the best because oxygen is a diatomic molecule. So D is the best option. Question number 2. 50 cm³ or 0.01 molar calcium hydroxide solution would be exactly neutralized by, we want to get an equivalence of volume and concentration of an acid that will be able to neutralize this particular volume of 50 cm³. 50 cm³ of 0.01 molar calcium hydroxide. So from this balanced equation, reacting with sulfuric acid, we are just going to do by observation, and we realize that there is each mole from the balanced equation of the base and the acid. Therefore, molarity of acid, volume of acid simply equals molarity of base, volume of base. So it means that at equivalence point during neutralization, number of moles of acid equals number of moles of base. So to calculate number of moles of base from above, we're going to have MbVb equaling 5 cm³ to convert to dm³ divided by 1000 times 0.01, and our answer is going to give us 0.005 moles. If we do the same for the acid from option C, 5 divided by 1000, that's to convert to dm³ times 0.1, which is going to give us 0.005 moles. So we realize that number of moles of the acid equals the number of moles of the base. Therefore, C is our best option. Question number 3. When burnt, sulfur forms a gaseous product which can be oxidized to produce a gas Y. Gas Y reacts with water to produce a product Z, which row correctly shows the oxidation states of sulfur in X, Y, and Z. So from what is displayed, these are the relevant equations for the contact process. So we have, from the first equation, that of sulfur is obtained from sulfur dioxide, from sulfur trioxide, and from sulfuric acid. So our best option we can find is D. Question 4. Consider the nuclear reaction that the product X represents. So from the balanced equation, we make sure that the mass numbers are the same and atomic numbers are the same. And by balancing, we have 4 and 2. And for these of mass number 4 and atomic number 2 is that of a helium atom, which is equivalent to an alpha particle. So B is the correct answer. Question number 5. Which of the following statement is not true of the line emission spectrum of hydrogen? So the hydrogen emission spectrum looks like this, where each electron is confined to a particular energy level. And so the only answer which is not true is D, and D becomes the correct option. Question number 6. The standard entropy changes of combustion of carbon, hydrogen, and methanol are given respectively. So from the equation, they're asking us which expression gives the standard entropy change of formation of methanol in kilojoules per mole. Combustion is burning in the presence of oxygen. So applying Hess's law on the diagram below, we have the following equation. The only thing is to substitute the values of entropy changes, and we're going to have, and from the expression we can see that our best option is C. Question number 7. The pairs of numbers shown below represent respectively the theoretical and experimental lattice energies in kilojoules per mole of a series of crystals. Which pair of these values best fits the simple electrostatic model of an ionic crystal? So for an ionic crystal, we are talking about closeness in the values of lattice energy, and it happens due to the fact that they have large differences in electronegativity. So A is our best answer because these values are closer to each other, making A the correct answer. In the determination of crystal structures by X-ray diffraction, the X-ray incident on the crystal are diffracted by, so this is an example of a crystal lattice with diffraction, and this diffraction is actually called X-ray diffraction since X-rays are sent in, and the particles involved for diffraction, that is reflection of the ray, is electrons. So the predominant particles that are involved in the reflection of the X-rays are electrons, even though neutrons have a minute role. So electrons are predominantly the effect of diffraction. So the answer is B. Crystal structures can be classified as either body-centered cubic, face-centered cubic, hexagonal close-packed, or cubic close-packed. Which of the following information is true? For body-centered cubic, it has a coordination number of 8 and 2 atoms per unit cell. A appears to be a clear answer. So body-centered cubic has a coordination number of 8 and 2 atoms per unit cell. So our best option is A. Question number 10. The boiling point of methane, ethane, propane and butane are given below. We have compounds with their corresponding boiling points, and there is an increase in the boiling point. Which statement explains the increase in the boiling point from methane to butane? We talk about increase in van der Waals strength as atomic number or atomic mass increases, number of atoms increases, and number of electrons also increases. Therefore, more electrons in the molecules result in stronger van der Waals forces. That is why there's an increase in boiling point. So, our best option is C. Question number 11. A mixture of propanone and cyclohexane forms a completely mixable liquid. The solution represents, so we want to depict from the options what it represents. We see that it represents an ideal mixture. An ideal mixture is formed from components that have similarities in their intermolecular forces, and they also have similarity in the structure. So we are saying that it is forming an ideal mixture, and our option is A. For a mixture that deviates from Raoult's law, it is an azeotrope. So our best option is A. An azeotropic mixture is that which has a constant boiling point whose composition does not change on boiling. So the hydrogen atoms are held by an electrostatic force of attraction between the two nuclei and the shared electrons, which is called a covalent bond. So our answer is C. 13. The pH of a 0.1 molar solution of sodium hydroxide is, after dissociating we calculate the pOH. So pOH equals minus log of concentration of OH ions. Now pOH will be equal to 1, but pOH plus pH equals 14. Therefore our pH value is going to be 14 minus the pOH, which is 1. So pH equals 13. So our answer is D. Question number 14. A mixture of ammonia solution and ammonium chloride constitute an alkaline buffer. Which one of the equations represents the reaction of the buffer with a few drops of dilute acid? So upon addition of an acid, ammonia reacts with the H plus ions, forming more ammonium ions, thereby keeping the pH of the solution fairly constant. Hence our answer is C. Question number 15. Given the standard reduction potentials for the following half reactions, which of the following statements is correct? So given the half cell with the higher electropotential value is the reduction half cell, and the other is the oxidation half cell. So in order to write the overall equation, we are going to have, and we have to swap the first equation since it is the oxidation half cell to have this overall equation. So the oxidizing agent, the strongest oxidizing agent is identified from the cathode, which is a reduction half cell, and it is a species which is reduced. So the oxidizing agent is going to be ion 3, which is the highest oxidizing agent, and then the reducing agent will be from the anode, and it is that which is oxidized. So reducing agent is going to be the iodide. And then the voltage, which is the EMF, will be positive 0.23 volts. That will be the EMF. And we realize that our only answer is this, which makes D to be our answer. Question 16. The equilibrium reaction, that the production of ammonia, is that the equilibrium constant can be increased by. So how do we increase the equilibrium constant? We know that equilibrium constant can be affected by temperature. Now we are concerned with the products that are going to be formed, that is the ammonia. What will favor the production of more ammonia? Since it is a gaseous system, we talk about the Chatelier's principle, which says that if there is any change, equilibrium position will shift to a direction so as to annul the change. So we look at this, the number of moles here on the right hand side is less than the number of moles on the left hand side. To that effect, if we increase the pressure, equilibrium position to shift to a direction where there are fewer number of moles, thereby more ammonia is going to be produced, and as a result the concentration is going to increase. And from this numerator, therefore, the value of Kp is going to increase. Our answer is C, increasing the total pressure on the gas mixture at low temperature. Question number 17. In a reaction mixture, if the temperature is raised by 10 degrees Celsius, which of the following is most likely to occur? So we realize that in a reaction, as temperature increases, particles gain kinetic energy and they can move faster in reaction. And so our best option we can talk of is the number of molecules with sufficient activation energy doubles. It means that as temperature increases, the number of molecules that acquire kinetic energy also increases, thereby increasing the number of molecules now with sufficient activation energy, which makes D to be the most appropriate answer. Question number 18. Consider the reaction 2A plus B equals to C. The rate expression is given by that. The rate equation is given by that. This shows that. So what do we see? They say the rate of reaction will increase 4 times if the concentration of B is doubled. We see that B is second order reaction because the power of B is 2. The power of concentration of A is 1 from here. So the rate of reaction will increase 4 times if the concentration of B is doubled. This is already showing the answer. A is a true statement. Question 19. For the period lithium to neon, which of the following is a true statement? The atomic volume decreases across the period. The atomic radius decreases from lithium to neon and then increases. So our best answer here shows A. The atomic volume decreases across the period due to increase in effective nuclear charge. So A is a correct statement. Question 20. The element with electronic configuration that as we can see, they say is, so as it ends with an S, we know that this is already an S block element. An S block element, and it has 2 electrons on the S subshell. So the S block element is an alkaline earth metal, which is group 2, and the answer is B. Question 21. Which one of the following oxides is neutral? Silicon dioxide is acidic, beryllium oxide is amphoteric, nitrogen monoxide is neutral, aluminum oxide is amphoteric. So making our answer to be C. Nitrogen monoxide is neutral. Question number 22. Magnesium differs from sodium in that they say A. Magnesium hydroxide is insoluble in water while sodium hydroxide is soluble. They say B. Only magnesium will react with steam. Of course not. Magnesium sulfate is insoluble in water while sodium sulfate is soluble, which is not true. D. Magnesium carbonate is more stable to heat than sodium carbonate. Of course not. Carbonates of group 1 are stable to heat except lithium carbonate, and all carbonates of group 2 decompose when heated. So even though magnesium hydroxide is totally not insoluble, it is sparingly soluble. So the solubility of sodium hydroxide exceeds that of magnesium hydroxide because sodium has high hydration energy. So our best option is going to give us A as our answer. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Cameroon General Certificate of Education about Chemistry, paper number 1, June 2021. let's get right into the video. Please, if you haven't, please consider subscribing so that you won't miss any of the future videos. Question 23. Redox reactions are common in the chemistry of group 7 elements. Which statement is correct? Let's say A. Bromide ions will reduce chloride but not iodide. Down the group, reducing power increases and oxidizing power decreases. So bromide ions will reduce chloride but not iodide. Since bromine will reduce chlorine but not iodine, it makes A to be our answer. B is not the answer because chlorine can normally oxidize bromine and iodide ions. So A is the best answer. Question 24. We have to identify the true statement for group 4 elements. We realize that innate pair effect is the reluctance of the outer s electrons of the lower group 4 elements to take part in bonding. So A is incorrect because there is no precision about s electrons. So B, only carbon and tin exhibit allotropy. Silicon, germanium and lead only exist in one structural form, which is true. And it makes B our answer because the stability of the tetrachloride decreases down the group. And carbon catenates and others do catenate as well. But carbon catenates extensively. So B is our answer. Question 25. Copper is a transition element with atomic number 29. Which one of the following statements is true? Let's look at the electronic configuration. So this is the most stable electronic configuration of copper, and this makes this one incorrect because a half-filled s orbital is more stable and a completely filled d orbital is also more stable compared to a partially filled d orbital. This is the stable electronic configuration. So they say copper 2 compounds are more stable in aqueous solution than copper 1 compounds. This is simply because of high charge density. So D is a correct answer. So that is it for this session. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos.